Steeler Nation, welcome back to Steelers Nation Australia. Just got done talking to the AFC North Roundtable, but also last night, Hard Knocks came out and it's talking about all the AFC teams, Bengals, Browns, Ravens, and our Steelers. If you have not seen it yet, try your best to look through YouTube. Maybe it might be there. It could be on YouTube somewhere. Or obviously go through the correct paths and purchase AFC North Hard Knocks. It's fantastic. I found it last night. I want to talk about it like I did the first episode. I think the clear stars are definitely like Mike Tomlin and his coaching crew, sitting back, eating his chips, and talking to Joey Porter, talking to Herbig last week, talking to Russell Wilson on the sidelines, and also Russell Wilson pumping everyone up. Or George Pickens a conversation saying, I really want to play, coach. He's like, you know what? It's football in time. You'll get back out there. Now, we don't know if George Pickens is going to play with his hamstring versus the Eagles. I think he's probably going to be off again. Get him ready for the Ravens game. Get him ready for the Chiefs game. I'm going over in 6 days? 6 days, I fly away to Pittsburgh, Sydney to Brisbane, Brisbane to Dallas, Dallas to Pittsburgh, over 25 hours. So I did write down some notes. I got some notes on my phone that I want to cover and talk about. And because I wanted to just do little bullet points when I was watching it. My first bullet point or thought I had was, and these are all Steelers stuff, until maybe then I might give a bit of sneak peek on what I think about the Bengals and part of their Hard Knocks, and then a bit of a human element like I was talking about in the AFC North Roundtable. Mike Tomlin has had a group meeting. He has a group meeting with offensive players, and I think also defensive players like Cameron Hayward, those guys. But they showed Mike Tomlin having a meeting with Russell Wilson, Muth, Najee, Fields, all the guys on offense like that, who are the leaders of the offense and the guys that can, have a big impact on the players that are rookies or players on this team. And he was saying this, as Mike Tomlin said, he said, in your own way as a leader, how are you going to display the urgency? Style points don't matter, right? You play and you play to win. How you display that as leaders. That's Mike Tomlin 101. And I'm still trying to figure out why some of the fan base isn't a huge fan of Tomlin, but maybe I'll never figure it out. I'm a massive fan of Tomlin for what he does for this organization, for this team, being 10-3. Watching him on Hard Knocks is super awesome. It's so much fun to watch him lead and coach and do all these great things and get this team ready. Get this team ready to take on the Eagles, right? So that was fun to see. How do you display, talking to Najee, to Muth, to Wilson, to Fields, how do you display that style points don't matter? Go out there, get the job done. You play to win. And as a leader, you must, take Mike Tomlin's message, take my message as Mike Tomlin and push it to the players and go out there and don't worry, just get the job done, basically. Then we had, in another Steelers segment, we had Mike Tomlin talking to JPJ on the sideline, right? He said this. He said, new week, new issues. I like that. Okay? New week, new issues. Meaning there's a new player to take on. There's a new problem to solve. There's a new receiver to cover. JPJ, as we know, had 6 flags. He's been getting penalized, being too handsy. But that was pretty cool. Then Mike Tomlin said this. Sometimes you care more about that shit than I do, Mike Tomlin said. In terms of maybe worrying about the penalties, worrying about the flags and maybe the overall, cost it can have the team. Now, JPJ is always going to play this way. He's always going to play, pretty physical, pretty handsy. He's got to tighten up in a few areas. But Mike Tomlin said that you care more about this shit than I do, saying, I've got trust in you. I've got trust in JPJ. He said to JPJ, it's not going to happen as quickly as you think, as you like. Just keep working. You can't be a superstar or a pro overnight. It's going into his second season now, and he's not going to be an all-star pro at the flip of a coin, right? So I like that. And he just wanted, JPJ to adjust to that scenario. Then they went from JPJ, and if you haven't seen, this is a bit of a recap, right? This is what I saw and what I got out of it. I think it's overly just such a great season as well to showcase our 10-3 Steelers, right? It's awesome. Then they show the Porter Senior fight, the original Joey Porter, when he fought that Browns guy. They talked about the rival, right? And Joey Porter said something really funny, which made me laugh. And I watched it twice over. He said, he's never eaten in Cleveland. He's never eaten in Cincy. and he's never eaten in Baltimore. There's good crab in Baltimore, but nah, I'm never eating it. Then Joey Porter said they're going to spit in Joey Porter's sandwich. They're going to spit in Joey Porter's pasta. Like, the rival means that much that these teams and fan bases and players hate the sides that much that Joey Porter doesn't trust or doesn't want to go to Cleveland, doesn't want to go to Cincinnati, doesn't want to eat in a restaurant in Baltimore. I found that really funny. But we know how important Joey Porter is to the Steelers and also to our, rival fan bases too. Alrighty, here we go. Here's one big speech, and they do a lot of Mike Tomlin speeches, and he's talking wisdom and he's talking coaching, football, life. Here's what Mike Tomlin said as well. He said, to be the best in the world. Mike Tomlin talked about that these jobs the football players have, they're not jobs, they're careers. He said, these are careers. Treat your career like a career. You're going to be a football player, treat it like a career. I thought that was cool. He says, maximize your opportunity for you as your career, as a player, and also for us. I like that. Another thing I like that, and he means it too. And the players are in there. The Steelers players are sitting around listening, writing down notes, taking it all in because Coach Tomlin is very successful. I don't care what the Coach Tomlin haters say. He's very, very successful at what he's doing. A 10-3 team, getting ready for a playoff run. Beating teams as the underdog. He's got a very good record of over 60, 35, and 3. As the underdog. So he says, maximize your opportunity for you as the player and also for us. Not just you, but as a team in general. I thought that was really cool. Then it goes to the game, goes to the Steelers versus Browns game, and we won 27-14. Great game, by the way. And Cameron Hayward's sitting on the seat, on the bench, and they pan to him, and Cameron Hayward says, he's looking around going, yeah, we're at home. We got a job and we got shit to do. Like, clean and cut. We got shit to do. Says it twice. Cameron Hayward knows how important this season is. He is to the team. He's got 8 sacks. He's put his paw up a few times to get nine deflections, taken for a loss. He could also almost be in consideration to be Defensive Player of the Year. But now it looks like TJ Watt is still holding that with his forced fumbles and his sacks. And he's been getting tackles for a loss too at 16. So Cameron Hayward sat back and was like, we at home, we got a job, we got shit to do. Go out and do it. Get it done. Love it. Then I saw this rounding up. Then I saw, and as you guys did too, then I saw Russell Wilson, his leadership after the TDs. After every TD, he goes to the sideline, a bit like Big Ben used to do with the offensive line. Go to the sideline, handshake, dap them up, knock on their head, say, good job, thank you, O-line. His overall leadership from Russell Wilson is fantastic, right? The yards weren't there last week, but it's okay. You watch him in Hard Knocks, and he is fully checked in, talking with Mike Tomlin, fully checked in with the offensive line. He's making the smart choices to take the sacks when he needs to, throw the ball away or throw the ball into the ground. He's not having turnovers. He had the one turnover against the Bengals a few weeks ago, which should have been wasn't a turnover. It should have been a flag. He's got 12 TDs, 3 interceptions. He's playing really good football, right? MVP football for the Steelers at the moment. So I thought it was really cool that Russell Wilson had his leadership there. The last one I want to talk about is when Mike Tomlin was talking to Wilson on the sideline. He said this: every third down, the Browns have been man-to-man because of no GP. Mike Tomlin looks over to Russell Wilson and goes, let's kill. What more do you need as a player and a coach to hear that? As a coach, you're giving instructions that it's been third down man-to-man because of no JP up in their face. And then all he says to Wilson is let's kill, meaning get the job done, right? So you love to see that kind of stuff on the sideline. Hard Knocks is one of those programs that gives you like an insight to really see how the Steelers function on that level. As a fan, it's fantastic. It's just so much fun to watch. Hard Knocks is normally choosing a team who is struggling, and I think you need to have a losing season 2 times in a row. And that's why we haven't seen the Steelers on Hard Knocks in this generation. The first time we see the Steelers on Hard Knocks is when they're winning, and Mike Tomlin has this non-losing season for 18 years. So overall, Mike Tomlin's just been saying Russ is cooking. I think he knows how good his team is, how good this team is, and how great they can be going into the playoffs. So, anyways, guys, that's my overall takeaways. My thoughts on Hard Knocks. I think it's awesome. It's great to see Russell Wilson, Mike Tomlin, the team, speeches, the overall Steelers black and gold, the insight to inside the building. And yeah, we have podcasts. We have Cameron Hayward podcasts. We have Christian 46 podcasts. Have all these things. But it's really good to see the insight into what the Steelers are doing at this time, being a 10-3 team. And I think everyone in that locker room is checked in, from Ben Skowronek to James Pierre to Nick Herbig to center Zach Frazier to Darnell Washington to Minka to TJ to Cameron Hayward. I think all the members of the Pittsburgh Steelers roster are checked in, led by Super Bowl head coach Mike Tomlin and future Hall of Famer Mike Tomlin. They're all checked in, including Danny Smith, Arthur Smith, and Terrell Austin. Even the coaches, Grady Brown. These guys are checked in to win a championship right now.